What's going on, guys? Hopefully you can hear me okay here. I just wanted to do a quick thought. I wanted to give you guys a quick thought about abs and how people go about getting them and what the secret is to getting abs. Most people, there is a secret to getting abs. Most people obviously go after it or try to figure out what the secret is. And so there's a couple parts to getting abs and essentially how I got abs, how I lost 50 pounds in about 3 months. And so I'm going to give you guys some of my thoughts on things, right? So the way that I perceive it and the way that I see people getting abs, getting in good shape, feeling great, getting used to exercising, getting to the point to where you enjoy going to the gym and you don't regret it or not look forward to it or, feel bad because you skip it multiple days in a row. The way that I got to that comfort zone and physical fitness of exercise and eating properly was, there's two aspects to it. The first aspect is a psychological aspect where, most people don't realize that thought perceives reality or thought precedes reality. So meaning thought comes before reality actually happens. So if you can't imagine yourself with abs, like look in the mirror, try to see what would I look like, what would I feel like, what would I eat, who would I hang out with, basically what your life would entail, should you be in the condition that you want to be in. If you can't imagine what your day-to-day activity, what you look like in the mirror, then if you can't even imagine it, how could it ever become reality, right? Because first things have to be imagined, right? So the first person who invented pavement and built a road, he had the thought in his head of what it would look like before anyone had ever done it. And then he created it. The Wright brothers, they had to think that it was possible to fly because nobody had ever done it. So they thought of it and then made it possible, went out and used the force in the world to do it. So if you can't see yourself or imagine yourself physically fit, good condition, that's the first thing you have to work on. And the best way to work on it, it's going to take maybe 10 minutes of your time every other day, or maybe if you just do it once a week, 30 minutes, however you want to do it, however your daily pattern and habits work out for you. If you don't remember it for 3 or 4 days and then you remember it again. But sit down, practice on closing your eyes, and I won't call it meditating, but I'll call it mind emptying, because that's what a lot of people have referred to it as, is mind emptying. Empty your mind, so close your eyes and try to keep thoughts from getting you off on tangents. Try to remember that you're just trying to be aware of your surroundings with your eyes closed. And so once you can kind of limit and filter your thought process, then right immediately afterwards, the next thing you do is focus solely on the one thought of what your life would look like if you imagined yourself with abs. If you imagined who you'd hang out with, what you would eat, what you'd buy at the grocery store, how many times you'd look at yourself in the mirror, how you'd feel about yourself, how you would feel other people felt about you. So after you do the mind emptying, take that one thought and consciously focus on it for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, however long you can. And so what that's going to do is it's going to help your subconscious mind accept that and bring that into reality for you, right? So that's the first step. The second part is the physically doing it. Now, the only way that I've physically found to be able to do it is, so I've tried the low carb, I've tried the vegetarian, I've tried paleo, I've tried no carb, I've tried anything and everything you can imagine. Intermittent fasting, all these different things. And it wasn't until I actually imagined and did that first part that I mentioned, was it that it actually stuck, where I found something that worked for me. Because everybody's in a different stage of, their body composition and what they're craving throughout the day. But you'll get into a point to where you'll understand calories and then you might have to learn about macros if you don't know about those. Fats, carbs, and proteins. Everything you pick up, check that label, fats, carbs, and proteins. And then, so for me, the next step was, okay, I knew about the fats, carbs, and protein. If you add all the grams together, there's math to it. So if fat's 9 calories per gram, 9 times 1 gram of fat is 9 calories. If you take carbs is 1 gram times 4 calories per gram, so 4 calories. It's pretty simple. And so you add those 3 macro calories together and you get the total amount of calories in it. So for me, the next step was essentially coming across the scientific studies behind ketosis. And ketosis is the metabolic process of burning fat. And so the key to abs is you have to reduce your body composition in the realm of reducing fat on your body. Because everybody has abdominal muscles. It's just how much fat or adipose tissue is covering those up. So you have to reduce your body fat composition. And so you have to burn through some fat. The best way to do it is if you eat fat, your biology will shift in your gut to where you might feel sick. You'll have sugar withdrawals if you go into fat and avoiding carbs. You will feel the physical signs of an addiction and a biological shift. Headaches, left eye migraines. A lot of NBA coaches have talked about what they'll do for a overhaul for the team for a few months and stuff, where they'll cut their carbs and their sugars down, and you'll go through the symptoms of a physical withdrawal from sugar. If you've never experienced it, it is very real. It's quite wild. Reducing the sugar and the carbohydrates, and try to get more calories from fat, and your body will biologically shift to burning that dietary fat. And then at some point in maybe 2 weeks, a week, 3 days, depending on where you're at, your body will quit bothering you. You'll quit feeling your hunger hormone called ghrelin. Ghrelin is the hunger hormone. Leptin is the hormone where you're full. Leptin, full. Ghrelin, hungry. When you say, I'm hungry, you're saying, I feel the ghrelin in my body. That hormone is abundant in my body. And so what will happen is your body will quit bothering you for food, because at some point you'll biologically shift and you'll start metabolizing fat on your body rather than metabolizing dietary fat. So anyways, guys, that's the 2 steps. 1, you mentally have to be able to manage it, imagine it. And number 2, then you have to physically go out and do it. And so for me, it was keto. All right, peace.